So in the last part, we spoke regarding the components and structure of research report. Now we'll try to go in details of each and every. Previously, we have seen what documentation is all about and what could be the repercussions which one can face if the sources which you have used during your research work are not being acknowledged properly. So I feel that you will ensure that whatever information you are using, whatever data you are taking from other research work, you are acknowledging it properly so that you will not be bringing the repercussions of plagiarism onto your research work or onto your research finding. As I said, body of a text or body of a research report is going to be the most important part or lengthiest part of your research work or research report. Let us start talking in detail about different sections which are there into a research report. So broadly, as we have seen, the research report is divided into three sections. One is known as preliminary material, second one is known as body or body of the report or the crux of the report, and third one is supplementary material. As I said earlier, body of the report is going to be the lengthiest part. It starts from introduction up to your conclusion. So what comes under preliminary material is your title of the report or title of your thesis or research work. Another subpart into preliminary material is your table of contents, which may be required sometime, may not be required. So table of content will be there or may not be there depending upon your format of research report submission. As we have discussed earlier, whenever you are submitting your research report, you have to follow the guidelines of the authority to which you are going to submit your research report. So at that time, you have to ensure that you are following the format which is being given to you by the authority to whom you are going to submit your research report. So if table of content is required, it becomes a part of preliminary material. And last part into preliminary material comes your abstract or synopsis. As I said earlier, abstract is nothing but it is your research work in short. So what was the major outcome of your research work and how you have come up with that particular outcome, that is being explained into abstract part. So this forms your preliminary material. Next one is body of the report. In the body of the report, the first part of the body of report is introduction. In introduction, you give the background information regarding your topic. Who started working onto it for the very first time? What kind of work has been carried out in that area? What are the different approaches or what are the different ways of conducting the research in that area? So that kind of information you put it under introduction part. So in short, in introduction, you introduced your subject or you introduce the topic of your research. As name itself indicates, it is introduction. So you are introducing your topic, and the last 4 lines or last 5 lines of introduction will be what exactly you are going to do. So in the present research work, the objective of my research is so and so. So that kind of annexure has to be there into the introduction part. Always remember, last 5 lines into the introduction part, you should speak about what exactly you are going to do into this research field. Next comes your chapter 2. It is called a chapter 2 literature review. No doubt some information into introduction that is also from literature, but in literature review what exactly you are supposed to give is what kind of research work has been done in that area of research by previous researchers. And here it is being expected that in literature review you give review of at least of the research paper of 10 years back. for last 10 years what kind of work is being carried out into the area of research in which you are carrying out your research work, that information is required to be given. This literature review will give a clear picture to the evaluator that what kind of work has been already carried out by fellow researchers in that area and which are those gray areas which you are going to tap. So novelty of your research work will be very much clear when you have given a sound literature review. And let me tell you, we have experienced this, I have observed this number of times, that in literature review, you just go on putting the abstract of previous researcher. Actually, name itself indicate it is a review which you are doing of the previous research work which has been done by fellow researchers. So it is expected that whatever abstract you have collected of previous research findings, you are supposed to review them and you are supposed to put the words in your own language that will convey the evaluator that you have actually done the review of the literature which you have collected. Then after literature review comes your methodology or experimental part. In methodology or experimental part, it is expected that if you are using the known and established method, you need not describe in detail. But if you are going to use any new technique or new method, it is required that you explain that method in detail, because you are the first one who are using that method. So fellow researcher who is going to follow you in that area of research, they should be able to reproduce what exactly you have done. So in methodology, always remember established methods or technique need not be elaborated. But if you are going to use some new technique or method, you need to give the methodology in detail. Once you have executed your project, the way you have executed your project, you have written it into methodology, you have come up with the results. In most of the universities, this is requirement that results and discussion should be written separately. Even various research article and publisher expect that results and discussion must be written separately. When you are writing results and discussion separately, let me clear at this point of time that in result part, only results you are supposed to document. Whatever findings you have come up with, you are supposed to put in this particular section, and whatever correlation you are going to come up with of that data with the previous findings or the stock of information which is available into literature, that needs to be done into the discussion part. So result is only the tables and graphs which you have come up with. Discussion of that tables and discussion of those graphs and giving their correlation or coming up with some inference will be done by you into the discussion part. And that's why whenever it is expected and required that results and discussion part should be written separately, it is a Herculean task, because we have a habit of putting a table and discussing it below it. So if there is a requirement from publisher that you should write it separately, it becomes very difficult to write discussion properly into a discussion part. And you have to be scrupulous enough to make this clear-cut segregation of result and discussion in two different sections. Once you have discussed your results and given their correlation with the existing stock of knowledge, based on that, you are supposed to come up with your recommendation or conclusion. In conclusion part, on the basis of your research finding, you are supposed to claim, and as I said earlier, here you can procrastinate. So at that point of time, be very honest. You are going to conclude on the basis of whatever research finding you have come up with. Never ever claim something which you have not done, because if somebody else has done it and if you are claiming that I have done it, that also being considered as a plagiarism. And to protect yourself from that kind of legal repercussions, you are supposed to be very concise and precise regarding your conclusion part. Always conclude whatever you have observed during your research work. Never ever procrastinate in this particular section. That is the most important thing. And last, as I said earlier, recommendation means these are the areas which you can talk about, which you wanted to do but you couldn't complete it. So that will act as a gray areas for the researchers which are going to follow you in that particular area. As I said earlier, previous researchers published papers can give you idea regarding this gray areas into that research area. Similarly, you can put that kind of recommendations into your conclusion part, that these are the areas which can be explored by fellow researchers into this area. So that comprises your body of the report. And last part is your supplementary material. In supplementary material, references, as I said, or bibliography you can give, and appendices. In appendices you can put the information uh, or additional information which can help or which can strengthen your research report. Say for example, you have published any of your research finding into good reputed journal. That information can be put in into appendices. If you have presented your research finding into any international conference, that can be put in into appendices. So that will actually increase the potentiality of your research work, because your research work is already being accepted by the research fraternity all over the world. It means you have already got the acknowledgement for whatever quality of research work you have done. So that will help you in increasing the strength of your research report. So in appendices you can put your published papers from the same research work. You can put information regarding the conferences or presentations which you have done based on this research finding. Let us talk about contents of the individual sections. How your title of the report needs to be. It needs to be concise, indicating what the report is all about. The heading needs to be concise, precise, and it should be able to indicate what the report must be all about. So the way it is being expected that cover of the book should give you a detailed information regarding what must be there inside the book. Similarly, the title of the report should give a clear-cut indication about what that report must be. In table of the content, list of major sections and headings must be given along with the page numbers. In abstract or synopsis, you are supposed to give concise summary of main findings which you have come up with. In introduction part, what you researched and why. So you have to give introduction about your research work or research area and why you are interested in working in that area. In literature review, give relevant research which has been already carried out by other researcher in that area must be included. And as I said earlier, you are supposed to include the research papers of at least previous 10 years into your literature review. In methodology, what you did and how you did it, it needs to be elaborated properly. If you are doing something which is being already established, or a method and technique which you are using which is already known, at that time it need not be elaborated. You can just give the reference of it. But if you are using any new method or technique, at that time you are supposed to elaborate it in. In result, what you found means you have to give your data or graphs. In discussion, give relevance of your result and explain how it fits with other research which has been carried out by other researcher in the area of the research work. In conclusion, based on the results which you have got, give the summary of results and stake your claims. In recommendation, you can give a clear-cut idea regarding what needs to be done by your fellow researcher or the researchers which are going to follow you in that area of research. In references or bibliography, you are supposed to use and quote all the references which are being used by you in your report. Or if you are going to refer some information which is not going to be used or which is not being used by you directly, but it is going to make a background information about your research report, then that information can be put under bibliography. In appendices, you are supposed to give any additional material which will add to your report. In the next lecture, we'll start talking about steps which are involved in research report writing.